Oh,
Fantastic. I got the Google notification that live on YouTube.
all right. That's what we wanted. No, hard drive sitting in your spot, so.
My spot.
Right near where you put your notebook down.
Good evening, I'm Reverend William. Thanks to everyone taking part in our quiet energy work portion of our service. Your cooperation in creating this sacred space is greatly appreciated. Let's begin by chanting 3 ohms together. Opening prayer. Divine oneness of being, ascended masters and teachers, our own personal guides and overlighting angels. Thank you for coming in closely this time. Thank you for working with us and through us as we gather here today to align our minds with yours, so more to be.
So may it be.
Please open to the first page of your book, and we will say together the universal greeting. If this is new to you, watch these people up here.
I offer you peace. I offer you friendship. I offer you love. I hear your needs. I see your beauty. I feel your feelings. My wisdom flows from a higher source. I salute that source in you. Let us work together.
Please turn to the next page, and we will say together the 9 principles of spiritualism.
We believe in infinite intelligence. We believe that the phenomena of nature, both physical and spiritual, are the expression of infinite intelligence. We affirm that communication
Of such expression
expression and living in accordance therewith constitute true religion. We affirm that the existence and personal identity of the individual continue after the change called death. We affirm that communication with the so-called dead is a fact scientifically proven by the phenomena of spiritualism. We believe that the highest morality is contained in the Golden Rule. Whatsoever ye would that others should do unto you, do ye also unto them. We affirm the moral responsibility of the individual, and that we make our own happiness or unhappiness as we obey or disobey nature's physical and spiritual laws. We affirm that the doorway to reformation is never closed against any human soul, here or hereafter. We affirm that the precepts of prophecy and healing contained in all sacred texts are divine attributes proven through mediumship.
Reverend Karen.
So, I decided it has been a while since anybody kind of did a series exploring the various energies of the Western zodiac signs. Of course, there are other zodiac configurations. I focus on the Western one because that's what I'm most familiar with. And I might, maybe next year go into the Chinese astrology. But for now, we'll do the Western one. So we're going to be focusing, of course, we went into Aries. That's the beginning of the zodiacal year. And we're going to be kind of going through what that energy means. It is a fire sign. It has a cardinal aspect to it. There are three different ways that it comes: cardinal, fixed, and mutable. Cardinal is all about action. Now, when you put that with a fire sign, which is all about action, you get somebody whose I am statements is simply I am. They coming from a very focused on self in a different way than you get from some of the other signs. And we're just going to, kind of get in touch with that energy and how it can manifest itself in our lives and how we can kind of tap into that. Even if it's something that we don't have strongly, in our astrological chart or anything like that, we can still kind of tap into that driving you forward energy to allow us, to give us the inspiration to really get cracking on things. Nobody can say, hey, let's go slay the monsters, in the same way that an Aries can, because they have the definite courage of their convictions to drive them along. And I definitely appreciate how useful that can be, especially since, my sign tends to be one that is more likely to work in the background. So it is very helpful to have somebody who's ready to slay the dragon, or have this energy to propel me forward in ways that sometimes I might need a little push. So that's what we're going to be sort of working with this time. In 2 weeks, we'll be going into the next sign, just how it fell out.
Cool, thank you, Karen. We welcome your donations to help us maintain our presence in the community. You may donate via our website, circleoflightstl.org, or through our Facebook page. Thank you for your donations. All funds received help us in our mission to seek, develop, and teach the knowledge of the relationship between humanity and spirit. The crystal globe displayed here is filled with prayer and energy for healing Mother Earth and all her children. Everyone is welcome to contribute prayers for world peace and world healing. We invite you to add your energies to this sacred sharing. We will now say the prayer for spiritual healing found on the next page, after which there will be a short silence for you to softly say the names of anyone that you would like to receive extra healing this week. I
Ask the great unseen healing force to remove all obstructions from my mind and body and to restore me to perfect health. I ask this in all sincerity and honesty, and I will do my part. I ask the great unseen healing force to help both present and absent ones who are in need of help and to restore them to perfect health. I put my trust in the love and power of God.
Current announcements.
We have a business meeting.
Business meeting tonight.
Yep.
Air
Air releasing is on the 27th.
7th.
27th of this month.
And then probably our next two big events is we will have a booth at Pagan Pride, Pagan Picnic.
That's right.
The other event went away a long time ago. And then 2 weeks after that, we will be hosting a psychic fair here. So stay tuned for details. I think those are our next big three events.
That's correct, those are the ones that I know of.
When you said pagan picnic, I just imagine Yogi Bear in this like rainbow sweater.
Yeah.
The picnic basket?
Picnic basket now.
Thank you all for your donations, and now a prayer over the offering. Divine oneness of being in all of your manifestations, thank you for filling these gifts with your divine light to maximize their effectiveness, so mote it be.
So might it be.
That brings us to the message portion of the service. Please actively listen to each message. As these come from universal source via our guides, they may be tailored for the individual, but they deliver wisdom to the whole. Please address questions about messages to the message bearer after the service. To welcome each of our spirit workers, we sing together to raise the vibrations in our circle. We view the word God as a universal term for deity rather than signifying any one particular path. Our message bearer tonight will be Reverend Karen. Let's welcome her with the song
In the garden.
In the Garden.
Again.
Verses one.
Song 2, I think.
Verses
And
1 and 2.
3?
Song 3?
Song 3.
Song 3. I come to the garden alone while the dew is still on the roses,
And the voice I hear falling on my ear, the Son of God discloses. And she walks with me and she talks with me, and she tells me I am her own. And the joy we share as we tarry there, none other has ever known. He speaks and the sound of his voice is so sweet, the birds hush their singing, and the melody that he gave to me within my heart is ringing. And he walks with me and he talks with me, and he tells me I am his own. And the joy we share as we tarry there, none other has ever known. Thank you. As he said, my name is Reverend Karen, and tonight I am working with my guides, Mother Otter, Maya, the architect, and Dr. Gustav. All right. Lois. Lois, they are showing you standing in like a ballroom, and floating down from the ceiling at various heights are shiny heart-shaped balloons. And you're trying to catch them. But every time you reach for one, just your motion toward it is pushing it away, the air that you're displacing. And Spirit is saying sometimes you just have to wait and stand still and let what you're seeking come to you instead of running after it and letting it get away. Anybody else on the line so far?
Nope, that's so far.
Reverend Karen. I am being shown, well, at first it was just like the ironwork, like an ironwork pyramid made up of smaller pyramids. But then they start filling it in. It's like mirrors are coming in from all over to fill it in. And what Spirit wants to remind you is, when you want a pretty but fragile surface, you have to build a strong structure underneath it so that the fragile parts aren't what's holding it up. Tom. Okay, so what they're showing me is, I don't want to say cartoon, but it's a very idealized fallen log in a forest. You know, that perfectly shaped fallen log with, you know, a couple of little branches off of it, and, you know, that perfect little nest inside of it. And you can't really tell what's curled up inside of it. And Spirit is saying, right, you can't. It's not time. Things are still hibernating. Things are still prepping. Don't rush it. Give it time. Let it wake up. And you will get the answer. They're giving me indications it's not a thing, it's an answer. Nancy? Okay. So the first image my guides gave me was of like a donut shape, but it was red and white. It was kind of, those colors were swirling. But then it becomes intertwined with another shape, and it becomes an infinity symbol, which then continues to kind of twist into itself and become a long string. They're really emphasizing the color red. They're saying the white's just there for contrast. But that sometimes you think you've got something that's simple, but to get it into the shape you need, in this case, the string, you have to twist it. Like if you're, like when you do weaving or other things, you're taking something that's one shape and you're making it be another. And they're saying just trust the process. Because sometimes when you're like weaving or making something, it starts to look a mess, but if you keep going, at the other end, you get what you want. Hi, would you like a message? Okay, my joy guide's popping in for this one. So the first thing they showed me was a rocket, you know, kind of a classic 1950s rocket, but then the theme from Little Einstein started playing, you know, we're going to go off on our very own rocket ship. It's been a while since I saw it. And my guides are encouraging you that when you have something new to learn, as adults, we frequently approach a new topic with that, you know, serious, we've got to study it, we got to learn it. Whereas the kids like cool and just, they don't have a structure necessarily, they just want to find out everything they can and then they figure out what they need. And so they're suggesting that maybe instead of taking that serious, focused, steady attitude of an adult, go into it with the exploratory mind of a child. Jeffrey. Okay, so the first image they showed me was of kind of a cartoony tugboat. and it's just kind of, it's literally being tossed by the waves. And water is the element of emotion. And then all of a sudden, it gets thrown a line and pulled up onto a much larger ship. And my guides are suggesting that you don't have to go through the turmoil alone. You can always grab a helpline. Wait. Okay, so they're showing me the mineral springs in like Yellowstone, the ones that are just, the water's crystal clear, but when you look in there, you just see these colors, just colors everywhere. But there's a big sign posted, no swimming, because that water is hot, steamy, and poisonous. But it's pretty. It's inviting. It looks like someplace you should go. And my guides are saying, even poisonous snakes are frequently the most colorful. So they say you know what to do with it. Okay, anybody else?
Nope.
All right. Thank you for allowing me to stand between the worlds.
Thank you. That brings us to the meditation by Reverend Karen.
All right, so everyone just sort of finds a comfortable position, the way that that energy can just move through you without interruption, without getting caught in some eddy. Go ahead and take some cleansing breaths. Allow your body to come into a state of balance. See yourself, your true self, the self that is immortal, the self that remains. You see yourself in what you might consider a study, a library, your private place where you can research, write, ponder the next steps that you take in your life. You see on the table or desk before you a variety of different options. And you're organized, so clipped to those options are little cards that have the various steps that you need to take to get to that final goal on the top sheet. But it's difficult to decide which of these options to choose. For right now, first think about the options that you have already been considering. They are quick to tell us that the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, but you know that first step can be the most harrowing. It requires you to make a commitment, even if it's only a small one. And sometimes just admitting to yourself that that's the way you wish to move can seem overwhelming. As you ponder which way to go, you sense that another being is there with you. And you look up and you see a woman in a warm-colored dress. It shimmers in the light. And she wears a headdress of 2 ram's horns. And she says, "You have the power to choose. Here I am." Shall I make a selection for you? You know you have it in you. I am here to give you that push. In fact, I brought a suggestion of my own that you had not previously considered. And she pulls out another sheet with little cards attached to it and sets that on the table as well. Then she closes her eyes, shifts the papers around, reaches to her belt where she has a small holder for a knife. She opens it, pulls out the knife, without opening her eyes, plunges the knife down onto the table. Thwack! It slams into one of the sheets and the cards. Only you know which one she has hit. Is it one of the ideas that you already were considering? Or is it something new? Something that you hadn't even thought about before? The idea that she brought. She says, "There. Decision is made. Start here." And she taps the sheet. So you pick up that set and you read it. Which idea did she choose? pull the first card from the stack. That's the first step, she says. No time like the present to get going on it. I expect great things from you. And like that, she is gone. And yet you still feel her presence. It has moved from outside of you to inside, like a steady flame. You feel more sure now. You feel inspired. In spirit, the spiritual flame now burns. You know you can do this. And the time is now. You take that sheet and its cards and you fold it up and you place it in a pocket, in your bag, whatever it is that allows you to take that idea and its various steps with you. The other ideas stay on the table. They haven't gone anywhere. You can attack those at another time. But now, you have a priority choice. Now is the time to put yourself out, to work towards that particular goal. A goal cannot be completed if it is not started. The flame burns within you. You somehow cannot wait to get started. You wonder, why was I holding back so long? It seems so trivial now. So you stand up from your chair in the study and go to leave. When you leave, you see that it is because your physical form is calling you back. So you return to your physical form. Feel it around you, and still, even though you are back in your physical form, that flame is still burning. That motivation, that encouragement, that will, that drive, still there, ready. Time for you to unleash it. When you are ready, you may feel the urge to move and then open your eyes and return to us in this place and time.
Closing prayer. Divine oneness, all that is, the man calls God. Thank you for, again, working with us and through us, and lighting our individual and collective paths as we go from here. So mote it be.
So may it be.
Thank you all for being in our circle of light. Please stand with us in unity as we sing together, Let There Be Peace on Earth. Slightly revised.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as Creator, family all are we. Let me walk with my family in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me, let this be the moment now. With every breath I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Hugs, everybody.